You talked about, again, respect. You respect.
I don't talk about respect. I get tremendous respect from my people.
I'm not talking about that. Do you respect Frederick Douglass?
Yes.
But he had a white wife.
He did.
So that's what I'm
gonna clarify.
Why is that an issue? Why is that? If you put in the work and you have the history, who cares who you marry?
I already answered that question, and I told you I don't care how much work you put in. If you don't commit yourself to a black woman, ultimately you wasn't totally committed to the struggle.
Even Frederick Douglass.
Even Frederick Douglass has to be criticized, as I did on the Breakfast Club. Now, it has to be put in context. He didn't marry the white woman until he was an old man, after his wife, Anna Murray Douglass, of 50 years, a blue-black chocolate woman through whom all my cousins were born. He was an old man when he did it, but nonetheless, he did it. And yes, he has to be criticized on that, because a black man needs to be with a black woman, and it is a contradiction. I don't care how much work you think you've done for black folks to not commit yourself to a black woman.
Now, this dude's an idiot. Now, let me explain why he's an idiot. Number one, Frederick Douglass married a white woman, but the only reason why your black ass and his black ass know about Frederick Douglass is because of the white woman. All right? She spent, after he died, all of her last days making sure that there were libraries, books, and constant talk about Frederick Douglass. She did not allow white supremacy. She did not allow white supremacy to whitewash her husband. But this dumb dude wouldn't know that because he's a dumb dude. He's a unfinished, unpolished, failed school builder. He's an idiot. And he's just using this to distract from his failure, from his idiocy. But let me also explain, when he was on the Breakfast Club, when he was talking about you have to be committed to a black woman and all this other garbage.
Argue the reason black men marry white women is because they wish they were white themselves, and having the white man's prize, his queen, is a psychological symbol to myself that I am equal to him.
Let me explain something to you. It's shallow thinking that a black man is not who he says he is based upon who he's having sex with or relations with. This fool, Dr. Umar Johnson, has not committed himself to a black woman. What's wrong with him? How are you going to say you can't do this and you can't do that if you don't commit to a black woman when he hasn't committed to a black woman? That's what all the IR brothers are saying. That's what the interracial mafia is saying about this goofball puppy nigga, is that he has not committed. I've been listening to your videos and y'all are spot on. This bitch nigga ain't committed to a black woman, but he's still running his mouth.
Argue the reason black men marry white women is because they wish they were white themselves, and having the white man's prize, his queen, is a psychological symbol to myself that I am equal to him.
See, this nigga got plantation brains. This nigga got plantation brains. He just stated that a black man gets with a white woman so he can feel like he is equal to a white man. But if he knew anything about interracial relationships, if he knew anything about white women in interracial relationships with black men, he would know that white women state clear that the reason why they are with black men like myself is because we are superior to the white man. This dude is a plantation thinking ass goofball coon. That's why he says equal. He always feel below the white man. Below the white man. And the height of his technology for black men is equality with the white man. But the white woman says, and the reason why she's with black men is because we are superior. She says we are superior in every way. But he wouldn't know that because all he does is not commit to black women.
They're looking for a school. Why not start a charter school? I mean, you can start a school.
Because charter schools are owned by the state, and I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe what is to be done for black people must be done by black people. Why do I want a charter school?
So you want a private school?
Exactly. Independent school.
Lauren.
So the question of interracial marriage, I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
come on, man. You're too smart for this. We got
What?
43.
I'm too smart for what?
We got 43 million black people in this country.
And
We
that
got
means
over
what?
190 million white people. You're going to sit here and say that if
And you
a
got
black
half the
person
black
or a white
women.
person get married, a black person and a white person get married, one can't understand the other person's struggle. You've seen
It's not
you've
about
seen Tim Wise, right?
individualism.
You've seen
It's
Reverend
about
Wallace. You've
systematic
seen white people who
empowerment.
understand racism very well.
That doesn't mean they're going to do anything about
The other thing
it.
that is obviously true is they understand racism when you see things like the murder of Medgar Evers, like the murder of Martin Luther King. They understand racism
And
just
what
fine.
did they do about it?
They understand us gaining just fine, and that's why murder happened.
Based on
right?
what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle,
I
no
could
way.
care less what they understand. I'm
No
asking
way.
you, what have they done systematically
He already
to
told
improve
you that.
the opportunities
He
of
already
white
told
folks?
you
He
that.
did not tell
Oh,
me
yes,
that.
you did tell
He
tell
did
you
not
that.
tell me that.
Now, what's happening here is this is where black people on the internet, on YouTube, you know, the Boyce Watkins and all these other goofballs, where they say, he was ambushed. He was ambushed. They're crying. And the reason why they're crying is because this dude is an uneducated idiot and did not realize that there were going to be black people on the panel who are educated and who know that there are white people who came to the aid in the defense of black people throughout the centuries. But he wants to disregard that because he can't open his school because he ain't got the intelligence to do it. He can't open his school because he's a punk ass. He just can't do it. He can't bust, y'all. He can't bust. Just like he can't bust down the aisle with a black woman.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand
What about
race in
Tim
America?
Wise?
They don't understand race in America?
Articulates
They don't
racism,
so
but what has he done to
there are no white
systematically
people that understand race in
eliminate it?
America?
There's not
no
a
white
white
people.
person
There's
in
no white
America.
people who understand
second.
race in America.
One second.
There's not a white person.
Them going to Eugene.
There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You're lying. You
Eugene,
know
Eugene,
190
So-
million people in America.
Eugene.
We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't.
Called me a liar and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that
Watch
you're
how
lying.
you talk
It's
to
a
me,
fact
or
that
watch
you're
how I
lying.
talk
It's
to
a
you.
fact that you're
I
lying.
understand you
To
are.
say that.
No, everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against
And
black
that's
people.
fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So the language needs to be watched on both
Racial
sides.
epithets will not be used on this show
And that's fine.
by anybody.
But how we talk to each other needs
you
to
can
be
say
up
whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people.
So they about to come on in, and they're about to cook this dude. That's why people say he was ambushed. Know your facts. Know your facts. You think that you ain't gonna get cooked in front of white people? You think you ain't gonna get cooked in front of white people? He's about to get cooked in front of black people, in front of the nation, a nation of black people, because he don't know his facts. Now watch this goofball motherfucker. Watch Umar Johnson, chief goofball, try and do some slick flipping. He's gonna talk about, well, those are individuals. Now I'm talking about the system. It's a system. No, you're talking about individuals. So just keep that in mind. An interracial brother like myself, part of the interracial mafia, we're marrying an individual, all right? We're marrying an individual, but he wants to call it marrying a system. Now, when they bring up Lyndon Johnson, who was working on the behalf of black people, then now he wants to talk about that's an individual, even though that's a president, head of the whole damn system. See, that's what I mean by goofball, unintelligent, uneducated garbage. And y'all following this dude, and you want to call it an ambush. They black, he black. They educated, he's not. It's an ambush because they smarter than him. Let's go on.
Eugene, your question.
So, from your paradigm, from your perspective, Civil Rights Act isn't an act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Current criminal justice reform legislation moving isn't a current act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Folk that funded the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s isn't an act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. I'm sorry, as an American, because I define myself as an American, an African American.
I'm sure you do.
I live in a country that moves forward together. And I say that as a Republican. We move forward together. Yes, we have individual struggle. Yes, we have struggles.
I'm not talking
yes, we have.
about
Yes, no. Yes, we have.
talking
We
about
have
systematic
we have
bias,
systematic.
disproportionality.
1 second. Finish
Yeah.
it. Finish it. 15 seconds. And
We have systematic struggles, and together as a country, moving forward to defeat those struggles.
Really? So, based on what you said, I want you to give me examples of white folk, not individuals, but systematically.
Why can't it be individuals?
Excuse me.
Why can't they be individuals?
One second.
I know you can't wait to defend them, but let me
1
finish.
second answer.
Can I finish?
Go.
Okay, I'm going. Okay? You cannot name anything systematically done ever in this country by white people to equal the playing field for black folks.
The Civil Rights Act, Congress literally sits behind us. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act.
Are you
Both
aware?
of them.
Are you aware?
Hey, can I?
Both of them.
White people are proud of you.
Woo! Dude just started screaming at him. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act. This damn dumbass idiot. He's like, Congress is right. This dude's in Washington, D.C. He says Congress is sitting right behind us. They laughing at this dude. He's a joke. All you can't talk black and sleep white. Y'all looking ridiculous because this is your leader. This is your leader. You got an uneducated goddamn goofball as a damn leader who doesn't know anything. Y'all might as well just sleep white. You might as well because obviously sleeping black like Umar makes you a dummy.
Let me ask Scott Bolden.
Real quick. I think the terminology and the narrative being used is a little misleading, not from you, but from this dialogue right here.
Oh, and man, I'm not even going to go through what this light-skinned mama's boy has to say. My mama, man, please. I'm skipping right past this idiot. He was absolutely useless on the panel. Black woman has some use in the debate. Black man, dark-skinned black man has some use in the debate. Roland Martin has use in moderating the debate. Umar Johnson is useful on being stupid in the debate. So here we got this light-skinned dude who's just a mama's boy, and I can't even consider him a man. Anytime you start bringing up my mama, man, I can't listen to you no more. And you grown-ass black men, y'all got to get over that. Y'all got to stop talking about your mamas. You make us look like fucking children. And then you always kowtow to your mama. And all these black women clapping. Oh, yes, he's such a man. Look at him just folding in front of his mama. You look like a goddamn fool. I can tell you right now. When men become lions in other races, look, they start becoming lions at motherfucking 14, 15 years old. And they don't hold their mamas up to such a high ideal. Like you do. Like you do. Them mamas, they on some goofball shit. And they are part of the problem fucking us up. Them black mamas. Them black mamas. But, oh, okay, you want to disagree with me? You want to disagree with me? Well, guess what? That's why you ain't controlling shit. All them other men are controlling shit. That's why you ain't controlling shit. It's because you sitting up there following a woman. You ain't ever gonna control some shit following a motherfucking woman. It's just the truth. You can't be a man sitting up there following a woman all fucking day long. Other men gonna roll over you because they do men shit. And men don't do that. Notice these white dudes ain't always talking about their mamas. Asian dude, Hispanic dude, same thing. They talk about their fathers. You goddamn fucking TV black bastards.
You know, it's one thing to sympathize with the struggle. It's another one to empathize with the struggle. Very different. When you talk about marriage being a political choice, and that one of the arguments that you made that I tend to agree with is that that if you don't marry a black woman, then she can never support and comfort and value your day-to-day struggle as a black man. That being said, I do think that the level of the rhetoric that you use in regard to your Pan-Africanism is difficult for many of us, quote, in the mainstream to get our arms around. But this issue about black men and white women in the civil rights struggle is not a new discussion. My mother was a civil rights activist in Chicago, and she would often complain privately that, one, you can't sleep black, you can't sleep white and talk black, if you will. And that's always been in the American struggle, African-American struggle with ourselves.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is that we struggle with our own psychology about self-love and otherwise. And if we get our arms around that, that does make sense.
You know what? I played a little bit of it. Fuck it. Because I just had to let you see how stupid this dude is. What the fuck do you mean? Well, you know, if you don't marry a black woman, she can't help you with your day-to-day struggles. I challenge any of you. Ask one of these light-skinned black dudes like this glasses-wearing idiot. Ask them. So give me an example. They never can. They never can. They never can do it. They never can give an example because they know it's bullshit. Do they ever give an example? They just say like some mysterious shit, like a black woman does this mysteriously. That's how you know it's Fantasyland bullshit. Ask them. Ask them direct to their face. So give me one of those struggles. One of those day-to-day struggles. And what does your black woman say? Because we all know what black women been doing for the last 30 years with black man's day-to-day struggle. They've been talking bad about brothers. Like, well, you weak. Well, a real man would have taken care of that. Well, maybe you should get a job. Well, maybe you should quit your job. I mean, all types of garbage. Well, I'm calling the police on you. Well, I'm going to get a restraining order on you. You better pay your child support. Is those day-to-day struggles you talking about that they identify with? What day-to-day struggle, nigga? What day-to-day struggle? Because I can tell you right now, anytime I have a day-to-day struggle, my white woman right there. To call bullshit on the motherfuckers fucking with me. All right? She quick on it. She quick on it. And all these brothers in interracial relationships, their women are quick on it. Quick on it. These other women know what to do. All right? Even with Rupert Murdoch or whatever the fuck, dude married an Asian woman. Not one white dude complaining and shit. I don't even like that motherfucker. But that goddamn Asian woman blocked the motherfucking pie from hitting his ass. She sacrificed her own self to stop a pie from hitting her racist white husband. Now, you tell me, when was the last time you seen a black woman stop a motherfucking thing with that day-to-day struggle you talking about? Man, y'all some soft dummies. Fantasy niggas.
But this issue about black men and white women in the civil rights struggle is not a new discussion. My mother was a civil rights activist in Chicago, and she would often complain privately that, one, you can't sleep black, you can't sleep white and talk black, if you will. And that's always been in the American struggle, African-American struggle with ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Also, meanwhile, while these niggas are dick trolling, these niggas, light-skinned dude with glasses, he's dick trolling. Umar Johnson is dick trolling. You know, these are motherfucking dick detectives. I'm telling you, just straight up with homosexual tendencies. All right? The reason why your mama was upset, is because she wasn't doing right by the black man in the first place to keep a black man. She was upset because these white women, Asian women, and Latin women were doing right by black men. And she couldn't raise herself up to the level that it would take to keep a black man. That's the problem. Your mama wasn't shit. That's the problem. Your mama wasn't a true woman. If she was a true woman, if she was handling her business, she wouldn't care about what the brothers are doing with white women, because she would have pleased the black man somewhere, somehow. Notice how this dude don't even mention his father? Because he didn't have one, because his mama wasn't doing what she was supposed to do for a man to keep a man. You fatherless Negro. You can smell a fucking weak, fatherless Negro. Clear, it's all over him. Didn't have a daddy. Mushy mouth goofball. Oh, and by the way. Where are these dick detectives when it comes to this white man with this black woman or this black woman with this white man on the Bachelorette? Where's your strength? Huh? Where's your mama? Where's your civil rights mama in Chicago? Where's she at? Yeah, I bet you she's silent about this black woman all over all these white men's. I bet you she quiet because, see, it's okay for them because there's weak ass buffoons like you and Umar Johnson out here to dick detective black men with your homosexual tendencies. If you love dick so much, then you're going to be concentrating on where black men stick their dicks because you love that dick. You love that black dick. Weak ass clown. Let's go on.
Okay.
But you would have to say that you know 190 million people.
But you're being too
One second.
You would have to claim
Answer
that.
Individuals don't matter.
You'd have to claim
No,
that.
go ahead and respond. Go ahead.
And I agree with my brother's
Scott.
comments. Brother Scott, he brought up the Civil Rights Bill. But what he did not talk about in relation to the Civil Rights Bill is there were two words included in that bill that ultimately served to take away from black people what that bill was intended to deliver. They added gender and they added sexual orientation. And as a result of that, white women and homosexuals have been able to strip black America from the intended gains of the Civil Rights Act. So there was still racism in that bill if you will study that history.
So, Umar, your question.
All right, this motherfucker, you know, you ambush Negroes, just sit down and cry in your motherfucking Cheerios because she's about to cook his ass. This African-American female is about to cook his ass, and he's going to start flipping again. This is where she's going to bring up a particular president, but he's going to get confused.
So, Umar, your question was, has anyone black ever systematically done, has anyone white ever systematically done anything?
Systematically. White America.
So LBJ would be the answer for that, because that's the government.
No, I don't think you heard the question.
That's a systematic move.
No, you didn't hear the question.
No,
you did not. No,
yeah,
you didn't.
Yeah,
you're so quick to defend white folks that you're not listening.
No, I'm not trying to.
She says LBJ. That's the government. Now, this dude's about to get real confused. You didn't hear the question. That's why y'all think it's an ambush. Because he wasn't ready. All that talk, all that yik-yakking about General SETI, he gets onto a black news outlet, and his ass can't even handle himself. If he can't handle himself in front of these black people, he can't handle himself in front of white supremacy. This dude is done. Now, let's let her cook.
We only have 45 seconds, so restate the question and give an answer. Okay. Got 45 seconds.
Let's get an answer.
The question was, what has white America done?
Right.
Not individuals. Systematically. You won't even let me finish.
Yeah, because
you're that in love with white folks, you won't even let me finish.
Finish literally 20 seconds.
There is no bigger system than the
20 seconds, I'll finish. And in 20 seconds, I would say that the panel that you have here, who are extremely intelligent, do not represent the everyday black man and woman struggles, and then because of that, they can articulate.
And you represent 43 million people in this country? I don't think so.
They laughing at this clown. They just like, because what are they supposed to do? She brings up Lyndon Baines Johnson, and he's confused. She's like, she states clearly. That's why she's like, She didn't got to say much of anything. She just cooked them just like that, and then they just laughed him off the stage. Just embarrassing. But he wants to open up a school. He don't even know nothing. But he wants to open up a school. This is not going to work, y'all. Umar Johnson is a damn buffoon, an idiot. And now we can all see it. Damn. What a fucking clown.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
You are watching the Calvary. Notice how they want you to talk black, sleep black, but they don't say talk black, marry black? Because they want you to believe that some ashy nigga skeet in a condom in some black woman's garbage is worth more than an actual black man fighting white supremacy. That interracial black man, what that interracial black man does, what those gay black men do. Man, these gay dudes like DeRay McKesson, they fighting white supremacy harder than these honeysuckle hoteps like Umar Johnson. When was the last time you seen honeysuckle hotep ass Umar Johnson arrested by white supremacy, fighting white supremacy? See, that's the big thing that you don't understand, is that them talking about interracial black men and talking black is just the fact that they can't talk harder than an interracial black man. I remember back in the day when they be like, man, you sound like a white dude. That's what they like to say about brothers who had any intelligence, who went to college, who dated outside of his race. You sound like a white dude. Want to know why? Because them niggas didn't have no education. Them niggas didn't have no women. Just like Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson ain't married. Umar Johnson ain't got a girlfriend. The truth is there's not a black woman on this planet that want to date or marry Umar Johnson. He can't even hold down a stripper. That's because he's a bitch. He's a bitch ass nigga. See, Umar Johnson is a honeysuckle hotep trying to distract from his inadequacies. He's trying to distract from the fact that he ain't did shit. He ain't busted. He ain't busted a grape. He ain't busted that school out. He ain't busted not one single white supremacist out. When was the last time you seen him engage with white supremacy? Say anything tangible against white supremacy? Let me explain to you how weak these honeysuckle hoteps are. When was the last time you saw him speak against what's going on the Bachelorette? Huh? When was the last time you saw him speak against white supremacy taking black women? Just taking them. What type of man lets some other man just take black women? The only thing he can find himself doing is being a dick detective. He's so overly concerned with where a black man sticks his dick. I mean, doesn't that sound like a homosexual to you? Huh? Doesn't that sound like a homosexual to you? Like someone who is straight up dick trolling? Now, I know for sure the gay dudes would agree. This shit sounds real flirty. What this dude is doing. He is too concerned with the black man's dick and where the black man's dick goes. Flirty homosexual Negro. Man, just out yourself already. Like, why you sleeping with them? You can't talk black and not sleep black. What? Now I can see where the black women will come up with such a fat ass phrase, but they checking for white dudes, and this punk bitch ass motherfucking Umar Johnson ain't saying shit about that because he's terrified. He's a scared little black man, a light-skinned black man, and I can say that because I'm the blackest man on this planet. I'm a super dark-skinned black man. I'm the most darkest black man on planet Earth. That nigga's light-skinned, bleached nigga. Again, he's scared. He's scared. He's terrified. Because if he steps to them black women with them white men's, he has to answer for it from the white man. That's why when he went on to Roland Martin's show, he didn't have nothing to say about black women with white men. Because he's scared. And that's what scared, weak, honeysuckle hoteps do. They rather fight men like themselves. They rather start shit and fight men like themselves instead of fighting white supremacy. That's how you know a scared black man. It's like Phil. Phil is a scared black man. Every time white supremacy does something, 6 dogs on a black girl, punches on the face, he starts shit with interracial couples and then wants to play a victim. He wants to play the victim because he's a bitch. He wants to play the victim and act like the interracial couple, they fighting me tooth and nail. They fighting. That's because you be starting shit. Again, Phil of the Advice Show. Why is it every time a Mexican shoots someone black to death, your ass turned around to the interracial black man with white women and say, why you doing that? When your ass is in a relationship with a Mexican. A Mexican shoots a black man to death, Philando Castile, and you ain't getting rid of your Mexican. So how does it come down to the interracial black man when a Mexican shot a black man? And then you want to play victim. Why you fighting me so hard? Why you talking about us every time these racist white cops and these racist Mexican cops attack black people? What the hell does the interracial black man got to do with it? You want to sit up here and talk about the climate. Because black people being terrorized. It's straight up terrorism that's going on. Black people being terrorized. And what does your weak, scared ass do? Start saying, y'all need to get rid of your white wives and stuff. And then you want to be a victim. Why y'all attacking me? Why you fight me so hard? Well, how about this? Shut the fuck up about that shit. And realize that your overgrown, giant, motherfucking scared Negro ass is in an actual interracial relationship. I don't understand why I have to tell you goofball Negroes this shit. I had to tell Tariq that he was in an interracial relationship, and now I gotta tell you. So when you're going after interracial couples, you're going after yourself. Stop trying to separate yourself from being interracial when you're with a Mexican. Black man fighting against white supremacy. Every black man fighting against white supremacy. And you take the time out, instead of fighting white supremacy, you take the time out to fight us so hard. Every story you got, that's your motherfucking whole MO. That's your whole script. Is every time a white cop, a Mexican cop, a coward cop does something to black people, you go after interracial couples. That's weak. That's you. You scared. You've been terrorized. See, it's supposed to be American that we don't give in to terrorism, but Phil from the Advice Show gives into terrorism, white terrorism every time. The thing that the Umar Johnsons don't get, the thing that the Advice Shows, the Phils from the Advice Shows don't get is simple mathematics. It's something that white supremacy figured out a long time ago. Phil from the Advice Show, honeysuckle hotep Umar Johnson, is how do you defeat white supremacy? You goofball Negroes don't know how. That's the problem. You ain't thought it out because you ain't got no damn brains. Well, let me go ahead and explain it to you so you can get it. Let's talk about the data, like Antonio Moore likes to talk about the data. How does a white man produce another white man? I'll let y'all sit there for a moment on that. Honeysuckle Umar, Phil, scared Negro Phil from the Advice Show. Sit on that for a minute. How does a white man produce another white man to oppress black people? He needs white women, doesn't he? That's the only woman on planet Earth that he can make another white man with. He can't make a white man with an Indian woman. He can't make a white man with an Asian woman. He can't make a white man with a Filipino woman. He can't make a white man with a black woman. He can't make a white man with a Polynesian woman. He can't make a white man with a Japanese woman. He can't do it with none of these women. He can only be white women that he can make a white man with. So, 100 years ago, black men figured out a way that could fuck with these motherfuckers, that can deplete white people and Phil from the Vice Show and a bunch of other goofball motherfuckers want to say it's not had an effect. Oh, it's had an effect. Oh, it's had an effect. That's why the population is dwindling right now. So I'll give you the math. If we take 35%, that's what the black man in the interracial relationship has been doing. If we take 35% of white women, that is 35% less white women that they can procreate with. Whoa, did you just hear that? That's 35% less white women that they can procreate with. I'll say it again, that's 35% less white women that they can procreate with. And when a black man has sex and procreates with a white woman, what does he create? What the white supremacists, what the alt-right called it, was an enemy soldier. They are telling you exactly what they fear. And what do you all want to do? You want to do exactly what they don't fear. You want to do exactly what they tell you to do. And so what do you do, Umar Johnson, Honeysuckle Hotel? What do you do, Phil from the Vice Show, you scared Negro? You do exactly what they tell you to do. Go after the interracial black man. You do exactly what white supremacy tells you to do. And just like a little puppy, just like a little puppet, you do exactly what they tell you to do. You fucking puppy niggas. You peaceful puppies. I'll say it again, you peaceful puppies. You do exactly what white supremacy tells you little puppy nigga asses to do. And that's go after the interracial black man. Y'all puppy niggas and scared niggas, y'all don't believe me though. Well, why don't you hear from your master? Why don't you hear from the white people that you will actually listen to? You ain't gonna listen to me because I'm black. So listen to the alt-right and what they had to say. They figured this out. They've been talking about it since 2008. They're going back to 2008 because they like, man, we were warned, but you don't believe me though. You don't believe me though. But listen to Whitey himself. And then you could understand, you could finally understand why y'all are looking so fucking stupid. Why your tactics, why your plan don't work. And in fact, all it does is plays into the hands of white supremacy. This is exactly what they want you to do. They want you on Roland Martin's show. They desperately want you on Roland Martin's show saying stupid shit to reduce the amount of population that black people can achieve. They don't want too many of us. And they don't want us to take white women to do it in part. Because they need those white women desperately. And so what do you want to do, puppy niggas? Huh? What do you want to do, Phil from the Vice Show? What do you want to do, Umar Johnson? You want to give white supremacy exactly what white supremacy wants. You want to do they bidding. So let's listen to this white dude talk about white people's problems. And he's going to talk about the data. He's going to talk about the data, the Antonio Moore data. And he's going to talk about the numbers. He's going to say numbers over and over again. Because that's what they are concerned about is the numbers. They smarter than you. Y'all the dumb niggas in the group. Y'all the dumb niggas in the litter. They smarter than you.
So, white people, Caucasians, we are a minority. And this video I'm going to show you goes back to 2008. This was done by a religious group. And they don't do any preaching. They simply tell you, this is a call to order to show you what's going on. This is in 2008. Now, this is the first video that I'm going to do in a series of videos about what we need to look at where we're at, where we're going to go, and what's going to happen. We need to be honest about it with ourselves. What can we do and what can we not do? Because we cannot read ourselves back to the top. It's just not going to happen. And it hurts me. It's sad, but we cannot do it. We've lost that. Most people don't understand that. They don't. All they see is like tunnel vision. It's Islam, Jews, Islam, Bilderberg, Illuminati, globalists, elitists. I mean, stop, people, stop. We've lost the numbers. Okay, we're being overwhelmed by numbers. White people don't have children anymore the way they did. You remember your parents, your grandparents, 7, 8, 9 kids. It was common, 5 kids. Now you have one and done, if that. Muslims, black people, 4, 8, 9, 10, 12 kids, man. And coming to your country. This is the fact. Okay? Well, this is going to be the first in a series of videos. the first in a series of videos, and eventually I'm going to tell you who's at the top of the capstone, who's behind it all. Why are you being bred out of existence? And you're not actually going to be bred out of existence. You're actually going to be saved. There you hear the sirens, and nothing like sirens in the city, huh? You're not going to be bred out of existence, but you're going to suffer. We're going to suffer as a people. And that may anger some of you. It may hurt you, but it's the truth. And we need to decide, what can we do? I mean, what are we supposed to do? Because we don't have the numbers. And the point that I would like to make, people talk about 2020 with Trump. You know, Trump's not going to get a 2020. And I hope some of you understand that. There will be no 2021 for Trump. And you guys are smart enough to know that. I mean, he lost the popular vote this time, which is, I know that's not what the election is based on. Come 2021, he could lose it by 15, 20 million people, simply because of the numbers. We're losing the numbers, and it's only going to get worse. So we need to ask ourselves, what are our options? What do we do? You know, many people come to the channel and they ask the question, and it's smart. So they say, hey, so look, I mean, so we know we got a problem. What do we do? Brilliant question. I mean, that's what most rational people do. When you realize there's a problem, what do we do now? I mean, I don't want people to say, well, we're effed, there's nothing we can do. That's not true. That's hardly true. But what we're doing now is not working. Sitting on our ass, watching videos, getting mad, going out and buying extra ammo, that's not really going to get it done. That's not going to change what's going on. That you are being outbred. You are being outbred. You are being outbred. You are being outbred. And we cannot recover from it. And we cannot recover from it. And we cannot recover from it. Okay, let's go to the video. And this is going to be the first in a series of videos. And remember, this is from 2008, when a guy was sounding the alarm bell. 2008, trying to tell people, hey, you guys see what's going on? This is the first of one of numerous videos that I'm going to put out today and this week, and we'll go deeper in each video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. God bless.
According to research, in order for a culture to maintain itself for more than 25 years, there must be a fertility rate of 2.11 children per family. With anything less, the culture will decline. Historically, no culture has ever reversed a 1.9 fertility rate. A rate of 1.3, impossible to reverse, because it would take 80 to 100 years to correct itself. And there is no economic model that can sustain a culture during that time. In other words, if two sets of parents each have one child, there are half as many children as parents. If those children have one child, then there are 1/4 as many grandchildren as grandparents. If only 1 million babies are born in 2006, it's hard to have 2 million adults enter the workforce in 2026. As the population shrinks, so does the culture. As of 2007, the fertility rate in France was 1.8, England 1.6, Greece 1.3, Germany 1.3, Italy 1.2, Spain 1.1. Across the entire European Union of 31 countries, the fertility is a mere 1.38. Historical research tells us these numbers are impossible to reverse. In a matter of years, Europe as we know it will cease to exist. Yet the population of Europe is not declining. Why? Immigration.
Now, did y'all hear that? That's just one of thousands of videos of white people warning other white people. So, the interracial black man repopulates the black community with a bunch of black children. So you'll have somebody to marry, right, Tariq? So yeah, the interracial black man produces black children from his union with white women. So that increases our numbers. That increases our numbers to fight against white supremacy. And Tariq should know. Tariq should know. Because he got a biracial white woman and he is producing a lot of kids with her to repopulate the black community. Am I right, y'all? And this brilliant maneuver also brings more white people into our collective to help fight against white supremacy. White people have been doing this for centuries, for millenniums, since the Vikings. They would come on over, ravage a land, and they would rape the women. The Vikings would rape the women, and those children will be their children. White man figured this out a long time ago. It's amazing that puppy niggas like Umar Johnson and puppy niggas like motherfucking Ed Field from the Advice Show can't understand this shit, because you so goddamn goofball puppy niggas and puppets that can be manipulated by white supremacy. You don't think nothing out because y'all don't have the brains to think. Sorry, I'm sorry to tell you these truths, but it's true. Again, why when a white man does some racist ass shit, do you then turn to the interracial black man and say, it's your fault? And then when the interracial black man calls you an idiot for being an idiot, for being a puppy, for being a puppet, then you want to be a victim. You want to all of a sudden be a little soft little victim. Like, why y'all fighting me so hard? Yeah. Like I said, how the hell we gonna take Umar Johnson seriously when he didn't even take the time out to marry a black woman, let alone find one? But he's sitting up there wolfing all over Roland Martin's show. How y'all follow a dumbass like that with obvious holes in his plot? And now let's, you know what? Now let's look at the brothers who did marry black. And let's look at what they did for the community. Let's look at one in particular. Barack Obama married black. Didn't he? And what did he do? What did he do for black people? Nothing. Zero. Zip. What did his black wife do for black people? Nothing. Zero. Zip. We voted for him. We put them all up there. We cheered for these punk ass bitch ass people. So it just don't even matter if you marry black. If y'all ain't willing to fight white supremacy. The Obamas wasn't willing to fight white supremacy. But he married black. He thought he was going to be blacker then. But it turns out he married the gatekeeper. Yeah. So, I don't know why y'all believe in an unmarried Negro, unmarried honeysuckle hotep like Umar Johnson. Maybe because he makes you feel good. I mean, he's just a dick troll. He's a dick detective. He has homosexual tendencies. Because just like Spike Lee has homosexual tendencies. If you're concerned with where another black man is sticking his dick, who he's having sex with, that's homosexual tendencies. And I'll be real with you. I think the homosexual brothers agree. That's some homosexual ass shit. In fact, I think they're aghast. I think they sitting up there like, man, the thing is that we don't even care like that. And they the gay guys. And they don't even care like that. You gayer than they are. They confused. I'm confused. They confused. And why aren't you talking about that black woman trying to slurp up that white dude on the Bachelorette? Is that black dude even on the show anymore? And y'all ain't got nothing to say. Now back to this honeysuckle hotep Umar Johnson. The dick detective. A scared Negro. Who can't even build a school, man. How y'all listen to this cat? He collected all this money from y'all. All this money and can't even open up one school. Not one. Umar Johnson is a clown. If Tommy is clearly a clown, then so is Umar Johnson. Nobody should be listening to this dude. You collected all that money, the same as Tommy collected all that money. Where's the school? I'm putting the pressure on. Where's the school, honeysuckle hotep? Where's the school? dumb nigga. Is the school in Tommy's Fantasyland along with that Fatherless America movie? Is that where it's at? Clown ass Umar. You can't get no man's respect without that school being open and being a success. I don't want to see no paper box ass motherfucking school and you say I done did it. No, it needs to be successful. But let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you the truth about Umar Johnson. I hope y'all listening real good. The brother's choking. He's choking. He collected the money, and he's afraid to open up that school. He's choking. And that's why he's talking about interracial black men, because he's choking. He needs to distract. He needs to distract all of us on the fact that he's choking. He's too scared to open it up. This dude ain't no man. He ain't no lion. He's a little pup. And that's what pups do. They distract. That's what women do. They distract. They don't answer questions. They just get scared and try to point in another direction. That's what a pup does. Men don't do what Umar Johnson is doing. Bitch nigga. I'll put it to you this way. Again, to a black man who slept black, Barack Obama, Umar Johnson is all talk, just like Barack. That's what you get. That's what you get when your whole process in your brain is all I gotta do is sleep black. Then you all talk. The motherfuckers out on the street who's protesting against the police, they putting their foot to the pavement. They ain't all talk like Umar. They getting arrested. They suing whole counties, whole municipalities. That's because they ain't all talk. But again, like I said, it's all bluster. Just like Barack Obama. He fooled black women for 8 years. He fooled all them Barack Obama supporters for 8 years with his talk. Y'all being fooled right now by Umar Johnson, by this puppy, because it's just all talk. Where's the school? How long is it going to take for you to get this school open, dude? You can open a school in a motherfucking storefront. What are you waiting on? Choking nigga. Look, this phrase talking black and sleeping black, it's just a fucking fad. It's just a fucking fad by some do nothing ass Negroes. Some lames who failed in life. Look, Umar Johnson, Filth and Advice Show, those are two dudes who are just terrified of white supremacy. Why don't they bust against Whitey? Where's the meeting? Where's all the guns? Where's all the ammo? Where are they in the streets leading a bunch of black people against white supremacy? He ain't gonna bust. He ain't never gonna bust. He ain't never gonna become a leader. He ain't never gonna become a lion. Just like all these bitch niggas, they're afraid of white supremacy. That's why they always talking about the interracial brother. That's why the white man is taking your black women, your precious black women. That's why I'm keeping this image of the Bachelorette chick up. Because y'all need to see this. This happened in the same week that Umar Johnson was talking about that talk black, sleep black shit. And he ain't even making mention of this stuff. I posted all over the internet talking about how, look at this Bachelorette shit. And look at these scared Negroes not saying nothing. You supposed to be pro-black. Then why aren't you saying anything against this woman sucking on this white man's face? Sucking all over these white men. Where you at? Because you scared. You scared of two entities. Black women and white men. And they can couple together all day long. You ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna say a peep, puppy. This nigga ain't never gonna bust. He's a scared, light-skinned clown. A bitch who's trying to distract from his failed school and his timid bluster against Whitey. How is he timid? Well, instead of attacking white supremacy, he attacks black men. Instead of attacking whites, taking his precious black women, he's whining because he's jealous of brothers with non-black women. if he wasn't jealous, he would be married to one of his precious black women. He'll be married to one already. But again, there ain't a single black woman on planet Earth who wants this puppy nigga, because they know he weak. They know. Because when it comes to fighting white supremacy, he ain't there. He ghosts. He busy. He busy saying, I need to do what white supremacy tell me to do. I need to go attack those black men over there. So I'll leave you with this. Phil from the Advice Show, Umar Puppy Johnson. You can tell a bitch nigga. You can tell a bitch nigga. Because anytime white supremacy does some racist ass shit, a murder, a beating, a dog attack, these bitch niggas immediately look at the black man in the interracial relationship and start whining and crying and shit. Puppy niggas. You've been watching the Calvary.